Hey there, lovely souls. How you doing out there? I wanted to share after my sort of what's been going through like this last week or so, and this may well resonate with you. And it's what I can only class it as is empath fatigue. Hopefully you can hear me. It's not too windy. I'm here by the beautiful beach and sea, which is very healing. So if you are going through this kind of shit right now, I'd really recommend being in nature as often you can, being by the water, being by her flow, just watching how she just naturally flows the water. It's really powerful to watch that and witness that, and that is what we need to really move into, in that grace with no resistance, just that flow. And how water, I'm just watching how the water was coming out of the axe, out of the riverbank mouth and into the sea that's coming in. But it's how it, even though these different forces of coming into different places, and they were integrating, so it just would naturally find its balance. And I think this is what we're having to go through, and the least resistance we have to it, with the integrity of our boundaries, it will be what helps us through ultimately. And I want to talk about empath fatigue, which is the only way I can sort of explain it. It just, for those sensitive souls that are here, and we read, we can hear, we can feel so much, and we're taking on too much. We don't have the boundaries. We generally just don't have those boundaries, and we may have had experiences in our lives where their boundaries have been crossed through trauma or exploitation or abuse and different things like this, and or just not having our needs met as well, especially through childhood. And I believe us empaths doing the healing, we're doing the work, we're doing the shadow work, we're addressing and working through ourselves. But I think we're also looking at so much stuff that gets projected onto us because these others aren't willing to do the work. Not at the moment, they may do at some point, but I do feel like us empaths are ones that are a little bit more with that consciousness and that connection and the willingness to work through things. It's going to be probably initially for us to find those boundaries, because I guess where you look at it, if we're not prepared to hold those healthy boundaries and go, actually, that's your shit, that's not mine, sorry, it got like a bit windy, these projecting, the ones that aren't willing to do the work, will never do their work until you hold those mirrors up, those healthy boundaries that go, this isn't mine, this is yours, and I just send it back with you, with love, with compassion. And so yeah, I feel like I'm going through that. It's like a heart expansion, but it feels like it's, before that happens, you feel the contraction, which just felt like a crushing for me initially, and it feels like a withdrawal as well, but maybe it isn't withdrawal. It's more about reclaiming back my energy and my power and my emotions, of not being drained with drama, with everybody else's patterning and conditioning, and getting sucked into their ways. And it's actually, wherever it's not withdrawing, it's more finding myself and finding my boundaries and what is mine and what isn't, and not showing that you have to perform or have to be a certain way. It's all these old conditions of having to keep peace. We absorb the trauma, the anger around us, the patternings, because we just want peace, we just want harmony. And this is beautiful, because that's, just check and see where my dog has gone. Oh, she's down here, bless her. There she is, there's my darling. We're here to basically bring harmony and peace and sustainability to this earth, which is what I feel so strongly about. That it's not by absorbing everybody else's shit. It's not what we're here. Yes, we're the alchemists. Yes, we can absorb what we've got and what is ours and alchemize that, and then bring that into power and self-love and self-acceptance and trust. But we're not here to do the work for everybody else. And this is about, really, when we talk about responsibility, it's more about the ability to respond in an individual, authentic way. It's not about taking the burdens of others. And if you are feeling like that, you know, it'll certainly affect the heart. It will certainly affect the skeletal system, because that's heavy. So you may feel it in your feet, in your hips, in your shoulders, and you know. So we will be experiencing that, and so and the gut, the gut, especially because that's where lots of the mitochondria. This is where our generational, our feminine line trauma comes through in our bodies. And so a lot of people have actually been having the squits, and it's actually because I think that's the mitochondria purging, and that's releasing and letting go of this generational trauma. And I guess the way I see this, if you recognize that we're energetic beings, the more we can work on an energetic level, it helps us down through the mental, the emotional, and the physical. So if we're doing the energetic work, we tend to not to get the physical responses so much. The physical is like the last ditch attempt of trying to show us, like, hey, look, there's something going on here, you need to deal with it, which is why I wrote the Love to Heal, the Listen, Observe, Visualize, Empower book, and the course that goes with it. It's about actually understanding the language of your body as it's trying to seek reconnection through the language of pain and disease. So, you know, that's our body, that's the stopping point of where it's saying you're not in alignment, you're not in truth, you're disconnected to yourself. And you know, here's the reasons. If you can, more you can understand why these symptoms and what's the message underneath that, the more you can realize more deeper levels about yourself, and everything comes back to how much love and acceptance we have of ourselves. That's ultimately how I see it. The more we hold and trust, and we're centered in our sovereignty, in our bodies, and the innate wisdom that's in there that will tell us, like our heart's 5,000 times the frequency of the mind. There's huge innate wisdom. There's in our gut as well. The thousands, hundreds of thousands of its own enteric nervous system. We just haven't been taught deliberately, I feel, to trust this innate wisdom that's within us, and we too rely on what we're being told, and that doesn't really get us anywhere. So being able to feel that real sense of connection into your body, into yourself, and to just really trust it, to know there's this truth really deep inside you, and you follow that in all your ways. Just feel that now, just imagine that now, that power. How can you feel that in your body now, that, you know, you just know who you are, and you love that part of you, that uniqueness, and you just trust. There's just deep connection to yourself, to the earth, that slows you down. Definitely for me, it feels like it slows me down. It stops me from being like a headless chicken trying to achieve so much, especially with the scarce, you know, money ringing in your ears, you know, got to perform, got to do. But from a feminine perspective, that's not how it works. And especially as we come into perimenopause and menopause, our bodies cannot cope with this level of stress. It's not meant to. And we're meant to be shifting more into our feminine power, which is this grace, which is this, you know, this gentleness, this stillness. And the miracle and the manifestation and creation comes from that, okay? Like how life is created. And it's unpeeling these layers of, like I class as the heavy masculine energies of the doing and being present, and it's being present in the feminine. So it's a shift. But just imagine yourself, just see how your body feels with that, and you'll feel it. And I just then ask you to kind of invite you to give it, has it got a color, has it got a shape? Be inquisitive, be curious as what is this feeling, because it's already within you. This is the thing, everything's inside us already. We just need to remember and connect to it. And this is what we realize, is that there's nothing we need to gain outside of us. It's already within us. And the journey is actually going within and finding that and unpeeling these layers that no longer serve us. And it's uncomfortable. I can't, you know, I'm not going to jazz it up or anything. But if you realize that you're doing this and you're breaking free and you're becoming this more sovereign being, there's massive shifts, and it's hugely, it's just whether your choice, it's your choice whether you want to do this. But I do realize, you know, and I do see that ones that don't want to do the work will feel it hugely physically, They'll see it, you know, massive like back pain. If you're not willing to allow this truth to really come up and this authenticity of self, it gets heavily blocked within the cranium, within the head. If you see it like how Mother Earth is now purging, okay, so Mother Earth is pissed. She's had enough. This is what I feel like is this fatigue. She's had enough. She's been pushed to the right of that pushed point where she goes, fuck no, no more. I'm not putting up with this bullshit anymore. I'm not you're not dealing with the way you're polluting my oceans, my seas, you're killing my animals, you're taking me for granted, you're raping and abusing, you're killing my children with war. She's had enough. And whatever is triggering this is just, it's seismic, but it's coming up, and we're seeing it with the volcanoes erupting. You know, she's like, fire and purification and conscious rage. It's all this that's coming up, and underneath all of this is self-love. This is what I really say to people, that when you really connect into anger and rage, but do it consciously, it's so fucking powerful. It's like the purification, the pure fire, right? And this is what was shown to me when I was doing the Rose Goddess. It's like this beautiful red and orange flames coming up like a flower of lotus, just dancing through the body to just purify and release up and just let it go. And if you flow with that, if you meet resistance and hold space and just be with it, resistance can't stay there, and your body will do this with much more ease and grace. But if you block it, it's be like a freaking volcano. Like, it will find the point of where you are weaker, and it will come out there. That's basically what will happen. And you know, like I say, this could be huge intense head pain, neural pain, tension in the cranium, the temples, the jaw. If it's emotions that you're not allowing yourself to vocalize, it may all come up. There might be swelling coming up all around in your chest area. We have to be truthful to ourselves, and we fear truth. I know my throat chakra, I fear my truth, because my truth was never allowed, or was never safe to express. And so it's a really learned inherited pattern of mine, but the truth will set you free. I'm really realizing it. I think I've got to that fatigue point, which may feel like I've retracted, but I don't think I have. I think I've just come into myself. I've just come into this point of self-love and self-worth that goes, I can't fucking be bothered with this shit anymore. You can all just deal with your own shit and get on with it, but I'm not here to dance around you guys to try and make things better. I'm not doing it. It's just like, whoa, okay, it's really powerful. And to know that you've got like, wow, I'm just going to say how it is. I'm just going to speak my truth, and it's exceptionally liberating. So, but it doesn't have to come from a place of fire and anger. You know, that's different. But you come from that fire and self-love comes up within you, and when you hold that in grace, in composure, and it's like a rock. It's just a powerful presence that you have, a composed fire of grace. It's just like, here I am. You don't even necessarily have to say anything. It's like you're honoring it. Your whole energetic field is communicating with the energetic field around everybody, and people will read that. They'll pick it up. It's like people that feel, I've seen it, witnessed it in like going out, when women are shrinking themselves because some will lech is trying to come onto them, and rather than going fuck off like with the energy field, just like no, they shrank in themselves, and thinking it's uncomfortable, so they took the discomfort in us themselves. And it's like, but I could see how with the person that was constantly looking and ships kept going to the people that were attracting in, so it was allowing it to happen. Whereas if you hold these boundaries of self-love, it's just like, absolutely not. And you know, I could actually made eye contact with this person, I remember, and he just looked away, and it's just like, yeah, you know full well I'm not going to tolerate your bullshit, and I could see straight through you. And it's just like, this was huge. That was a huge progress for me, because I've always taken on people's anyone's approaches or advances where I've not asked for it, not wanted it, and retracted in myself and tried to make it comfortable for them. It's like, no, this isn't for me to make you feel comfortable when you've made me uncomfortable. It's such a patterning, certainly for women. It's, you know, so I just wanted to share this. It's quite, I'm covering quite lots of areas, but I just say if you're equally feeling like dark, retracted, contracted, know that that is kind of like your final out breath, right? That point where you've literally contracted and the body's come in. And just before you take that breath, there's a space. There's a space of discernment of your body takes, and that's the stillness of where it discerns what to release finally and what to bring in. So we're at that point, we've finally released, and we're at that point now. It's like, what do we let in? What do we receive? What are we going to bring into ourselves, into our energy, into our experiences, into our body? And at that point we go, it's because it's going to be unconditional love. It's going to be joy. It's going to be peace. And I'm not tolerating anything else. So it's like I can only explain, like this heat has, and contraction has created a crystal. It's a crystal that's gone, right, here I am. It's been crystallized, and it's like this power, and it's like, you do not go any further now. And now it's going to be about expansion. And it's interesting, as I'm saying that, I visualize the crystal that is your pineal gland right in the center of your mind, and also in your labyrinth of your ears. And actually now they're recognizing the crystals are in our bones. It's this contraction. When you do that and hold it, it creates a piezoelectricity. You create your own energetic field. Oh, and now I can see where I'm going with this. Thank you for letting me share this and understand it. It's this contraction that we've gone through everything. And we're right at this point of like, right, what are we a beacon of, what we're a transmitter of, and what we're going to receive. This is our point of what we choose and what we want and discern into our lives. And then we hold that, and we hold that with intense self-love and self-worth and trust and connection. And we are bringing this electric field through that contraction. We hold it. If you could do that now, you'd breathe into your, up into your sacrum, into your lower back, and or into your pelvic floors, into your yoni, up. And men, just imagine you breathing it into your penis. You're like holding it tight. Then your perineum, which is the skin, this gap between the yoni and the anus, and that's around the ball sack basically. Sorry, I haven't got very technical at that point, but it's like literally you contract that and imagine it, you're holding it up into the center of your eyes. You're bringing in this piezoelectricity, which is this axis of our bodies, of our energy fields with our heart, and then we're radiating out what we exactly desire, this self-love, this self-worth. It's very powerful, and I feel like that must be what Earth is doing. It's become so contracted that she's got to that absolute point of self-love, self-worth, and she's going no more. She's just bringing this huge energetic wave up from the center through the core of the body, core of the Earth, and it's penetrating and raising up through us. We're seeing it through Earth, and we're seeing it through our bodies. And we need to be able to go into flow with that. Otherwise we will feel the pain when we restrict to it, when we deny ourselves, when we don't connect to our bodies, when we don't connect to our truth, when we don't decide we're going to take responsibility for our thoughts, our actions, our karma. It's all bringing this up to the surface. So yeah, it's powerful times, and it's time to really take responsibility and discern what is yours and what isn't yours. And if others aren't taking responsibility for their own actions, that's not for you to take on. And I think by doing that, it will basically mean people can't continue their patterns, their ways, because you're not letting it, because you're not absorbing it and receiving it anymore. So interesting times, and like I say, this is huge heart awakening, which initially I thought would be, oh yeah, massive expansion, boom, big love, and it's like, no, you have to get into that contracted part first, which makes complete sense now. So actually, there you go, when you get the shittiest of the shit come through, you can see the blessings of it. You just got to realize that you're breaking free, not breaking down, and that when you're triggered and when you're getting the wounds coming up, just know that that's because you're breaking free. All right, then you can break off that patterning and that thought and the emotional connection, which just sucks you down into the deepest, darkest depths of bullshit, really, and pain and self-sabotage and everything, and just go like, nope, I see you, I'm not having you, I'm choosing love, I'm choosing joy, I'm choosing peace, I'm worthy of love, I'm worthy of joy, I'm worthy of peace, I am love, I am joy, I am peace, I'm abundance, and this is it. And all the BS that has me think not needs to do one right now, and just set it out into the fire. And yeah, so I see you, hear you, feel you. If you're going through this empath fatigue, I can only explain it as, which is heart awakening, but know that this is here to set us free. It's to make us be the most powerful we've ever been. And yeah, with huge amounts of compassion with it. So we get to that point of our power and our light, and we can look back at others with compassion. Doesn't mean we tolerate their shit or anything like that, but we don't get in the drama anymore of it all, and we're just not staying in the loop that's just feeding our energy. You can go, oh, I can see why you're acting that way, I can see your fear, so I can have compassion for you, but I'm not really going to engage with that shit. I'm not going to anymore. So, you know, lots of love, get on with it, do what you need to do. And that is like really healthy boundaries, and that's what I'm seeing and feeling. So hope this resonates with you, and lots of love. Take care.